James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and in today's lesson I'm going to show you how to play Ooh La La by Faces. Now this is a 3-chord tune, really simple. I'm going to show you how to play it so you could just strum and sing along. If you listen to the original recording, it's actually 2 guitars. The first one is capoed way up here, the 7th fret. And the other one is in the open position, doing something like this. But the thing is, those parts need to go together. You know, if you just played one of them, it'd be like, something's missing. You know, they're a package deal. And if you'd like to learn that as a duet, I could definitely make a lesson for that. So please let me know if you're interested. Otherwise, today we're just going to learn how to simply strum this tune using 3 chords. If you need any help following along, I have a printable chart on my Patreon. Otherwise, we're just going to jump right in with the chord shapes. Our first one is D. And then from there, we switch to E minor 7. And you might notice I left my ring finger down. Makes it a lot easier if you do that. And if you need extra help with those chords, I have my free ebook and there's also my premium beginners course. I'll put links to both of those down below and they'll help you out with the chord shapes and the strumming. Anyways, let's practice going through our chords using downstrokes only, just so we can get the switching and count them out the right number of times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3. So it's 2 measures each. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. And once you get those chords down, we can add some strumming to them. It's going to go like this. I'll do it a little bit slower. 3 and 4 and. But before I show you this exact pattern, I want to show you a couple things that'll help you build into it and make it so that you're doing it the right way. Strumming isn't about the down and up strokes. It's actually about the feel behind those down and up strokes. That's why when, somebody who's a mediocre guitar player, they could be playing the exact strumming pattern and it won't sound as good as a professional, because it's not just because they have a nicer guitar or their chord changes are smoother. They're able to adjust little volume things, all these little tiny things that add up to make a huge difference. And the biggest thing that I want to show you is in this song, we're going to accent beats 2 and 4. So I could play the song using downstrokes only, like this. And it feels like the tune. All I'm doing there is 1, 2, 3, 4. So on 1, it's like a tiny downstroke, and then a big downstroke on 2, 3, 4. We're accenting beats 2 and 4, and this creates a backbeat feel. 1, 2, 3, 4. You could just take that and use that as the strumming pattern for this tune, and it would sound like the song. To take that one step further, however, we can add all the upstrokes between those downstrokes. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Still just accenting 2 and 4, and I'm playing all the down and up strokes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And if I speed that up, and that's what, in the original recording, that's what that capoed guitar is doing way up here. So it's just going. The easiest way to get this is to count out loud. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just say 2 and 4 louder. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Once you can do that, it'll be a lot easier to get your arm to accent beats 2 and 4. So that's the next thing I want you to do. And finally, once you can do that, all you have to do is take out a few strokes, and that'll give us the strumming pattern that I've chosen for this song. So if we just wipe out a few of the strokes, that's our pattern. We're still moving the same way, we're still feeling it the same way, we're still accenting 2 and 4. Now, as for the pattern itself, the first half is really easy. It's just, so it's a little downstroke and then a big one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The second half starts with a miss. We're missing on beat 3, so we say 3, 3, and up, down, up. 3, up, down, up. 3, up, down, up. Putting it together, 1, 2, 3, up, down, up. So I want you to go between this and the actual strumming pattern until you can make them feel the same. You know, if you look at my arm, no matter what pattern I'm doing, my arm looks the same. And that's all because I'm accenting beats 2 and 4. It doesn't matter what pattern I do. That's the feel of this tune. Now let's try adding it to those chord shapes, to D and E minor 7. We're gonna do it 2 times on each chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Now that'll get you through like 95% of the song. There's just one other part, the instrumental part, and our chord progression changes a little bit there. Instead of going from D to E minor, we're gonna go from D to G. And I recommend using this version of G for this one, because that'll allow us to pivot off of our 3rd finger and easily switch to D. So just take a moment with that, place your G chord, lift your fingers except for your 3rd finger, make your D shape, just silently switch back and forth. You could always do the chord switching game. I outline how to do that in another video, but it's my method for integrating chord shapes really quickly into your playing. Anyways, the reason why I'm kind of picky about which version of G that you're using is because we're only going to be playing 4 beats of each chord. Previously we did 8 beats of D and 8 beats of E minor. Now we're doing half as much. So we're going to be switching a lot more often. And when you're ready, we can put it together with some strumming. It'll go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can switch on that last upstroke. Switch. Once you get it up to speed, it'll sound totally fine. Anyways, once you've gotten acquainted with that, we can try it together. I'm actually going to play that, and then I'm going to go back into our other progression, and then I'm going to come back into this one, just to give you an opportunity to transition between our first chord progression and this one. And yeah, let's just try it out here. Starting off on D. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go, and the other one, D. Twice as long. A couple more of these. Let's go into the other progression. Cool. So at this point, I recommend taking a look at where you're at. You might be practicing silent switching between the chord shapes to make sure you can get them. You might be working on the strumming pattern. Break it down, work on the parts you need to, just like we did during this video, and then start putting it together. Play through each of those progressions a whole bunch, then try to put them together like we just did. And then I want you to try playing along to the original recording. Now, you might need to slow it down. You'll see like a little gear icon if you're listening to it on YouTube, and you can always slow it down to like 0.5 or 0.75. And as for keeping track of where you are in the tune, I want you to just kind of keep your ear open. I want you to develop that sense for anticipating when things are changing. You'll be playing D to E minor and you'll be like, this doesn't sound right anymore. That probably means you're at the D to G part, and I want you to start developing that sense. So just play along with the original recording. This is a really good one for that because there's only 2 bits and they're both really simple, so start developing that sense of anticipation of listening. Even though you're playing, you should be focusing on listening. That's a really simple thing, but it's probably one of the more advanced musical concepts. The better a musician gets, the less they listen to their self playing and the more they're listening to like everything else in the music. That way they can react and add just the right bits, rather than just being like, my ego tells me I need to play these cool scales. Like they're listening to the song and they're like, this song needs that, and then they play a thing that the song needed. And that's where you want to be eventually, and it starts now with just listening and reacting to the recording. So go through this tutorial a bunch, review, and get all the stuff together. And when you're ready, or even before you feel you're ready, try to play along with the original recording. Other than that, have a fun time practicing. If you need any extra help, I have all those resources that I've talked about, my free ebook, my complete beginner's course, which teaches you exactly how to do stuff like this, to get your strumming together, a whole bunch of things like that. And I have some more intermediate stuff. I'll put links to all that down below. Anyways, I'll see you soon.